Okay, so it is the observed holiday for Martin Luther King Jr., and I just want to talk about this famous quote: "Darkness cannot drive out darkness, only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate, only love can do that." And what that really means. Because, I feel like MLK gets a bit of a rap of being a softer freedom fighter than, like Malcolm X. And just because his tactics were maybe a little bit misunderstood. MLK Jr. was versed in alchemy, and I'll explain. If we go here, okay, we see that a representation of the frequency of love and the frequency of fear, right? Look at fear, it's small and constricted. Look at love, it's big, it's abundant, it is rounded, it's a huge donut. Both of these essentially are what they call in mathematics the torus, aka which would be a wormhole. Okay, let me see if I can show you wormhole. So this is a wormhole. Okay, and what a wormhole is a white hole and a black hole that creates this bubble, and they're in two different times. And then there's this little piece here, which is a conduit, which is pretty much a shortcut, a bridge through space and time. And the white part of the wormhole, which is on top, pours down into the black hole, reversing it. Okay. Let me see what else I can show you. Okay, so again, we go here and you see fear is small, love is big. Let's talk about frequency-wise. Okay, the frequency of love is what? Up here, 500 megahertz. Anger is way down here at 150. Fear is even lower. So in order to hate, to be fearful, which is bred out of fear, you have to be vibrating so low. Okay, you have to be vibrating so low. You have that tight, constricted frequency around you, which doesn't allow for much to get out, and it doesn't allow for much to get in either. It leaves you essentially vulnerable, because look how low you're vibrating. So when you operate from a place of hate, when you operate from a place of pride, fear especially, you're leaving yourself open to all the things that you fear that'll make you mad. You know what I mean? It's you're susceptible to attack because you're vibrating very low. Those of us who study alchemy, we know that hate cannot be fought with hate, because what it does is it essentially creates a hybrid strand of hate, right? It creates another strand of hate, and therefore not really solving any problems. The heart is more powerful than the brain. That's a whole different video that we'll talk about. But so essentially, that is what Dr. King was speaking on. It was not that he was soft. It was not that he didn't understand, where other leaders such as Malcolm X was coming from. Is he was an alchemist, and he had learned that there was no possible way that you can win the fight or the war against hate by using hate. It just begets more hate. It continues the war. It makes it go longer and faster and stronger. I mean, we can look at our president and see that our president feeds off us, and we give him all the energy that he needs. You know what I'm saying? If no one paid Donald Trump a single bit of attention to, when he tweeted, when he said something crazy, he would kind of crawl in a hole and go away, or he would go back to his business. But he knows that it's natural for us to respond to negativity because of a built-in negativity bias, and because people are, more prone to fear than they are to love, And he knows that people don't know that love extinguishes fear and anger. And so he knows that you can feed him. He can feed off of us, rather, by saying something crazy, and it's going to make the internet go crazy. Everyone's going to talk shit about him, curse him, damn him to hell, whatever. And he uses that because people who have studied alchemy, people who are a little bit advanced in spirituality and in magic, they know how to manipulate energy. And that it doesn't necessarily have to be a manipulation of good energy. You can manipulate energy, period, because there is no good and bad in energy. There is no good and bad in alchemy. So therefore, he has chosen his path, and he's excelled at it. It got him to the White House. He's the most famous man in the world right now, right? That was pretty much what MLK was trying to fight against, the elevation of evil. He wanted to use love to destroy it, but, you know, people just weren't ready. They weren't ready. That is not to be confused with this whole love and light trend. That's also a separate video that I'll do. We'll get into that some other time. But I just wanted to talk real quickly about the alchemy and the frequency of love and hate as it pertains to the holiday today, which is
Hey, good morning.
Good morning, MLK Day.
Scott.
Bye.